What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the latest episode of Unplanned and Unashamed with Ray Money and Isaiah Pinnell. And we're recording.
We back.
Yep, back with another episode of Unplanned and Unashamed. How is the new house coming along?
Man, we cooling, man. We still getting all the boxes and stuff together, man. It's moving, shit.
It's that's all you can say. It's moving.
I don't know. Look, I don't know another way to put it, man. Everybody know. Well, I can't say that. Everybody moving ain't the same. Everybody don't move the same. Some people just leave all of they stuff and just forget it. Like, look, we're gonna bring out. And then the other people, they take everything. Some people just take I want to take one or two pieces. Yeah, I learned
so
that.
You ditched the RV life.
Yeah, man. It was time, man. We had already been in there for a minute.
Gotcha. So where are you living at now?
Man, in an undisclosed location.
In an undisclosed location.
You said, look, this you want me to tell everybody your business?
Well, I didn't ask the address. I was just curious as like what city.
Look, this is the thing, man.
But that would be nice. What's your address? Because I said, what's your address? Because if we ever get big, you can have stalkers show up at the house and like peek through your window.
No, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put them no trespassing sign outside mine. I don't play like that. Yeah. But y'all can tell me I'd be crazy. I don't play those games.
If we make it big, you can have like stalkers. Like, oh, there's Ray Money. I love Unplanned and Unashamed. And they can be like peeping through the window, eating popcorn. Let's watch how he takes a shit.
You ain't gonna get that close. We armed over here.
Moose would probably be one of the stalkers. That's
no, man. We'll play this stuff. Now that's some stuff that people you like this type stuff.
Well, if it was a lady that was hot, I wouldn't mind it.
You think that's what's gonna be outside your window? You think beautiful women just go hide in bushes?
No.
You know what? Now that I think about it, they actually do. Wait.
No, I don't think they would hide in my bush, but I mean, a dreamer can dream. A dreamer can dream about just some hot blonde girl, double D titties, just right outside my window, just looking in.
You're a pervert.
I am a pervert.
It's all right. Hey, everybody got a little bit of it.
You can tell I've played this scenario out in my head, haven't you?
I know,
I was real specific with the kind of lady.
No, I don't want no little titties outside my window.
Get the bee stings out.
What? I need I need a back to hurt in those bushes.
Yeah, I need a back to hurt.
It is so big. Her back, she need breast reduction because her back hurts.
That's exactly right. That's the kind of lady I want in my bushes. The lady that I want stalking me, I want her to have black eyes when she takes off running.
What? Oh, that's hilarious.
Just boing, boing, boing.
These big old titties just keep hitting me.
Listen, the small boobs are for the birds. That's all I gotta say. Small boobs are for the birds.
Oh man.
So what? Wait, your wife isn't around, is she?
She is. She just came in.
I was going to ask you a question, but let's
Look,
start talking about baseball.
It ain't even. Nah, it ain't. Come on, man.
How about them Philadelphia Eagles, huh?
Nah, look. At this point in time, she done heard everything. It ain't nothing.
So I was going to ask you. So are you like more of a team man, or are you more of like an A man?
I think I'm a fan of it all, actually.
You're a fan of it all. You just like the whole anatomy, the legs, everything.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm with you. I like a good pair of legs too, because that's what leads up to the good stuff.
I like I like to see a smile. Like that's what my wife smile. See, she just smiled a little bit then. See, and then I smiled, and then she smiled again. Yeah.
Boost just popped in and gave us just the Michael Jordan
That's hilarious.
I feel sorry for my mom because she's going to listen to this episode and be like, I'd say I can't believe you was talking about that.
She's learning you as a person. This is look, she ain't gonna like every part of you.
Right? She's not gonna like every part of me, is she?
No, she's not. Do you like every part of your mama right now? She probably get mad at attitude. No, at some point she's not gonna like.
He just likes the TNA part.
What?
From his mama.
Look, that's the part that she don't like. But she like, like you saying it. She like when your dad said
I can't believe Moose went there with that one.
Moose be popping in at convenience moments.
He does. He does.
I don't know, man. That's the your mom got. How old's your mom?
52.
52?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you got. It's a nice gap of generations in between you and her.
Yep, she was born in 73. So I think 51 or 52. Look at I'm probably aging her a little bit by saying she's 52, because she's probably like 51.
Like 51?
Yeah, but I probably tacked on another year.
He's like, man, I don't know how old she is. She just mama.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know how old she is. She could be 54. She could be 44. Heck, I don't know.
No, man, that's I don't know. So would you say your grandparents were like in their 70s?
Yeah, early 70s. And then I have a great grandma that I just visited, and she will be 90 May the 5th. So
about every 20 years, new set of kids show up.
There you go. About every 20 years.
About every 20 years. So this is the thing. So my parents are in their early 70s, and so there's like your parents and your grandparents and my parents are about the same age.
Right.
So the stuff that I learned was probably similar, that I understand is probably similar to what your mom would know, because even though I'm not your mom's age, because I was raised by older parents. So like the thought processes come from like how your grandmother would talk to you.
Right.
So is there something that your grandmother says that you like, oh, I don't really...
That's a good question. I mean, there's certain stuff that she'll say, but I'm kind of
Yeah.
old school anyway, so we
Well,
like I got.
yeah, you said you're old school anyway. You got an old soul too. I'm just trying to figure out where you got your old soul. I know where I got mine from.
Where did you get yours from?
I got older parents.
So, how old was your parents when they had you?
I don't know, 30s.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so
Wait, so you're 30, what, 37?
I'm 38.
38. See, I was making you a year younger. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'll make people a year younger, and then sometimes I'll make them a year older.
You got close though. Yeah.
I would have just rolled with it. I'd be like, yeah, I'm 37. And then you said your parents, so yeah, they would have had you in like their, what, 30s?
Yep. So was I around 72? Yeah. So wait.
See, my mom, she was 28 when she had me. So almost 30.
I think I'm more 73. My days off, man. My years off, but she was 72, 73. Something like that. About 35, 34.
Gotcha.
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, my granny, she was born May the 5th, 1935. So she'll be 90 soon. Mm-hmm.
Do you know about this? Is gonna ask you a question. Well, this may be something you know because you just where you at for like how I guess you may be in country. You seem like your country do a lot of outdoors and stuff. Do you know what winding peas are? What that is?
Winding peas?
Yeah.
I know what the snap peas are, but not the
No,
winding peas.
to wind peas. Like you basically you blow wind through the peas while you're shelling them to get all the stuff out, the debris.
No, I've never heard of that.
I just want look. This is like old school stuff that cause like my grandparents were like the 80s and 90s. They got old, raised by old people.
Have you ever had to like string beans and stuff?
Man, everything cut up collard greens. Yeah, where everybody else was doing like I don't know, like we had older parents, like everybody else parents are younger. Like they have, I can't say they were older, but they were older than some of the other parents in the like school. So like everybody else parents was like probably like 20 years. So we didn't get to do stuff like the younger parents. Like your mom's probably more lenient than your grandmother, is she not?
Oh yeah, mom's more lenient than my grandma.
I guess it's
but not by much, because my grandma, she is pretty lenient. But now my great grandma, she's not lenient at all. Well, she is lenient, but she can be strict and have a temper.
Well, all of this, I'm just getting to understand what your mama was gonna say when she hear this episode about them titties. That was really what I was trying to.
She's probably used to it at this point. I mean, we're like 9 episodes in, and last episode we talked about the butterball turkeys, so she's used to it.
Has she said anything to you?
No, she never does say anything to me.
Well, hey,
like sometimes she'll find it funny. Yeah, sometimes
she's gonna really enjoy this episode,
right? I mean, I joke about her being like, "Oh, you shouldn't say that," but she's lenient.
I got you. That's what's up, man.
But yeah, my great grandma, I visited her let's see. She lives in Virginia, and I went up Friday, came back yesterday.
I guess.
And then my cousin Caleb, he had a baby. Him and his girlfriend had a baby 3 years ago. So that made my great grandma a great great grandma.
Your great grandma, great grandma.
Mm-hmm.
How old is your great grandma?
She'll be 90.
Man.
Yep, when my cousin Caleb had his kid, that made her a great great grandma. And not many people lived like I never met my great great grandparents.
Very.
I met my great grandparents, but not my great great.
Nah. I just met my grandmother. But that's interesting though, man. That's to have somebody that has seen that much life.
Right.
That's like they done seen a lot of stuff change.
I mean, she can remember like the tail end of World War II.
What?
And she can remember when Harry Truman took over from Franklin Roosevelt.
Man.
And then her grandpa fought in the Civil War, so she heard all those Civil War stories.
Man, that's Did you have any? Did any of them go to war?
So I think her brother Bill went in the war, and then my papa, so her husband, he enlisted at the tail end of World War II, and then was in the army during the Korean War.
Huh.
So he enlisted, and my papa, he was born in 28. So he would have been, I think, around 16 when he enlisted. 16 or 17. And then he stayed in the army during Korea.
Oh, word. You got a that's a lot of this life seen.
Right. And then when he came back from Korea, that's when he met my granny. So, or not from Korea, but from Germany. Because that's where he was stationed at when all that was going on.
I got you.
Yeah, he was even like a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Sorry, man. I'm in here doing.
Oh, are you showing us a tour of the house?
No, man, this shit everywhere in here. I can't even look. I'm trying to figure out where my phone charger at. You know, they got boxes everywhere. Like I literally unloaded a U-Haul truck before this call. So yeah, man. I feel like a maintenance man. You know, the maintenance man he got keys. I got a bunch of keys.
Yeah, he's got like 15 keys and trying to figure out which one goes to which door.
That was me and Musa talking about earlier. He do a lot of when you get a house, you got a lot of different stuff that like you gotta fix all the time. Are you handy? Like are you repaired? Like you repair stuff?
I'll help my stepdad every now and then, like do stuff around the house.
Like what?
Well, like one day, let's see, what all have we done? A few months ago, I helped him with the fence.
Like when you say helped him with the fence, what did you do exactly?
Well, like we got this auger and was like drilling holes and stuff.
Look,
And then
you see, look, I'm trying because when you say stuff, I'm trying to make the determination if you actually were just standing around or you were
no,
actually
no,
doing the work.
no. We was
Yeah,
like
we did stuff.
we would like hold the auger and drill it into the ground and.
Maybe give a better example. If I don't know, your refrigerator went out, would you be a person that would try to fix it? Or would you just be like, all right, I'm gonna call somebody right away, or I'm gonna get a new refrigerator? There's a couple of different people. Or
Oh, I would try to look at it first.
okay. And to what extent would you go into trying to fix it?
I probably wouldn't like try to fix it too long before I was like, screw this. I need to make a phone call.
So when you say you would look at it, what would you do? Would you take the back? Would you unscrew the back of it to see if you could see something? Or would you YouTube, or would you just go and like, all right, it don't come, plug it back in, not work.
I would probably unplug it first, see what happens, and plug it back in, and then I would start taking off some stuff.
Cause this is happening in my mom's house, and my dad, he was working on the refrigerator, and I was like, like stuff that I would do that he don't. So when people say they fixing stuff and they working on stuff, like my mom was standing there and she was just like, or my sister and them would be there and they're like, oh, he just working on it, but I don't know exactly what he was doing. Like he a different level of handy than I am. So I was trying to gauge. You can kind of gauge on people's level of handy because I know some people. There's one guy that mechanic I go to there. One of my dad's friends. He like outlines his tools. Like he has all the wrenches like around his garage and they're outlined, so he know exactly where to put. Like this is probably the cleanest mechanic I've ever, the cleanest shop I've ever seen. He just works on cars, but he got all of his tools on the wall and like a little stock room in the back. And then he built the shop himself. So these are like there's different. Like, all right, if I say you handy, are you like I can build a shop handy, or like all right, I'll put some screws in the door if it's loose handy? Which one are you?
Put some screws in the door if it's loose, kind of handy. That's probably the.
You're not handy. Yeah, I'm handy. Okay, that's different. There's levels to it. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely like closer to the bottom of handy. Like I'm.
Okay, because we say first. You said okay. That's the. I think that's. I don't know how I could have got to a better answer. You close to the bottom level of the handy. Do you know someone that's handy like that?
Oh, I know several people.
Are they like family members?
Yeah, like family members. Like I have several uncles that are carpenters and can build a bunch of stuff.
Have you ever asked them where they learned that from?
So on my dad's side, all my uncles that are into carpentry learned it from their dad. And I think he learned it from his dad. So it was just like a passed on thing.
Mm.
And then on my mom's side, I have an uncle that's a carpenter, but I'm not sure where he got those skills from.
I got you. I wonder if it's just carpentry or is that where I guess it's they didn't have a direct teaching, but I guess it's where the rest of the skills you learned. So you think you got anything like that from somewhere it broke where you only know how to do two screws, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely didn't learn all those carpentry skills.
So,
That's
but you picked up, you learned something though. Do you know if is there something else that you learned like those? Like you didn't pick up the carpentry skills, like your cousins or whoever it is that actually can do all that carpentry work and build a house from scratch. Do you know what you like? There's something that you do very well. Do you know something that you do very well that you just don't know why you do it?
something that I do very well.
Yeah.
Like as far as handiwork, probably nothing. Like if that's more.
Like some people can cook very well and they don't know why they can cook
But
well. They just I don't know.
I am a pretty good cook. But it
You cook?
like you said, well, like I wouldn't call myself like I wouldn't put myself in that category.
Okay,
Like
now we gotta figure out
I'm
just like
good, but I'm not like you know.
what?
Well, like I'm not as good as like my granny or my mom or any of
Okay.
them, but like I can. So when I was in Virginia, I made a cake for my granny, and I made the frosting homemade and everything.
Oh yeah, you made homemade frosting like that. So you cook. You make a.
Yeah, it was
Where'd you
a
learn to cook from?
mostly my mom, and then just watching my granny and other people cook.
I got you.
And then for Thanksgiving, I smoked a turkey. So yeah, I can cook a little bit, but I wouldn't like put myself like I'm better than I would probably say I'm better than my dad and my stepdad, but I'm not as good as my granny or my mom
Mm,
and people like that.
got you. All right.
But yeah, if I
Yeah.
wanted to make some like chicken and dumplings, I could get a pot and make some chicken and dumplings.
From scratch.
Yeah.
What? Ladies, y'all hear that? My boy can make chicken and dumplings from scratch. Oh man.
And I like the fluffy dumplings. I'm not much for like the flat dumplings.
Yeah.
Like I like the biscuit. Well, not necessarily like a biscuit, but like I like a real doughy dumpling.
I got you.
So like when my mom makes it, I like how she does it because she does Crisco, flour, and buttermilk, and then kind of like mixes it, and then just plops it into the chicken.
Yeah, you got a nice little. That's pretty good, man. Especially if you got a bunch of people. I'll be around people that can cook, and I'll be watching them, and they don't give them. You just gotta figure out how much seasoning and stuff they put in stuff.
Right. My
I think
mom
that's the.
does season pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's what you got. I guess it's how the you guys just from watching whatever you watch it. That's what you're gonna learn. Yeah, so I guess those guys who learned the carpentry work, they just were watching them. But if you watch your mom cook, I guess that's how you learn how to cook.
Yeah, I watch her cook and I'll help her cook and stuff. And then I'll help my stepdad with, stuff outside. But then I'll come back inside and, do some like inside stuff like work on laundry and sweep and mop.
So, okay, I wonder if Moose is like handed like that. Like I hear people like I try to gauge people when I walk down the street. And they like judging. I'm like, I wonder what they can do.
You want to know?
Yeah.
So I would say I'm medium handy.
All right, medium handed.
Yeah. So like building things from scratch, I can't do. Carpentry work, I can't do. I'm not good at that sort of thing. I ran a landscaping business for like 8 years, so like I'm good at like outside work. I know how to smoke meat really well, and don't sit down at a card table with me. Yeah, so like I'm good at like things like that.
So how did you you just play card tables or you study
No,
cards?
I've been a poker player like for over half my life. But like
Oh,
yeah. And I'm a musician, like I do all kinds of stuff, but like handy is a very I don't know, that's a heavy word because like, you people are really good at specific things they're good at, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, when they say folks have hidden talents, yeah, I believe them. I think there's not souls rolling around the planet that aren't good at anything, unless they've just been sleeping under a rock for their entire life. I think you pick skills as humans, pick skills and find things that you're really good at and kind of gravitate to them. So that's kind of what I did. I really like playing cards. I like playing music. I like eating good food. So by and large, I was good at those things. I can throw a pretty decent event. I think that's fun, but it's all like, it's everything you put your mind to and what you decide that you want to be good at in life. You're going to do it. Like I could care less about being handy about like, fixing whatever around the house. My wife gets on my case all the time about it. But I'm like, I know Hal, my boy up the street who runs a construction company, that he can hire 2 jobbers out here and we can get it done next week. So I also learned at a really young age that, if you sometimes the price of being handy or like is higher than actually being handy, right? Because you can mess stuff up. Like some buddies of mine and I, when I was in high school, like tried to like fix my Jeep. How'd that go? Not great. It ended up costing us more money to get it fixed by a seasoned professional. So that's the thing. Like sometimes if you're not handy, you probably should just find somebody that is instead of trying to like cut your arm off, trying to use a skill saw.
That's what,
right?
That's like Isaiah said he was handy. I was like, well, how handy are you exactly? Because that is
I took masonry in high school, so like I laid brick and stuff.
Well, okay.
Did you find yourself good at that?
I was okay.
Okay, then, so what do you find like you were like best at in life? Like, what do you think? Like, if the hill you're dying on, what do you think is the best thing that you're the best at?
I really like writing.
Okay.
So I would probably say like that's probably one of my strong suits.
Are you going to put it? You should. You're trying to implement that, right? You're trying to like write jokes and write stuff, right? All the things, right? Right.
Yeah. But I like writing jokes. Like I'd say I'm good at that.
Yeah, for sure. And Ray was, probably. Were you the funny kid in class, Ray? Like when you were a kid?
Not.
Okay, then how did you get to where you are? Like, how did you find comedy as a niche, though?
Just being around people. That was the thing. I always. It was actually just something I enjoyed doing. It wasn't even and I think that's probably why I don't even. When I'm at my best, I'm not thinking about it. So I think that's I just found the thing that I just do well, and now I'm just trying to shape it. So I think that I enjoy doing it already. So I'm naturally I just get better because now I enjoy doing it. Now I'm learning about it. So it makes it more of a less work, but I think the performing for me is always because I like writing too. Like I'm more of a writer probably than the performer, but I have to work at the performing piece. So that's always
that's the misnomer. People think that people that perform and get up on stage and do things that it just comes natural to them. No, it doesn't. It it takes a lot of practice and a lot of years of eating shit on stage before you get good or decent enough to command money. You know, and that's that's what's so hard. You know, like I dare call myself a professional musician, but like I've played gigs for 25 years in this town in North Carolina, and you know, I had to like eat years of people like could care less what you're doing up there before, you know, people started caring what you're doing. And you know, and I think that's where people in art, entertainment, whatever, in that first 5 years, Isaiah, listen to this. In the first 5 years, they get really discouraged and quit because you know they don't get a look. But I'll be straight with you, like the internet's helped that a lot. Is because you know you don't have to have stage time. You can be creative on the internet, and all of a sudden you're starting to book gigs or you know or whatever. You know, it's the same thing, y'all. Like it's you know finding something that you really like to do and like diving into it and like figuring out the best way to do it. Like for me, like I like just like in like music for me when I'm playing, it's like I'm not the best musician. But you know what I do? I'm really good at surrounding myself with people who are really, really good, you know, and I can put something together and it sounds good. And I can invite people that are showstoppers, you know, and that's the thing. Like you just have to hone your act. It's the same thing for everything, but it takes practice. And it takes, you know, the want, you know, it's the want to be good.
That is definitely it.
Words of advice, words of wisdom from Moose.
Moose,
yeah, I mean, it's just the way I think.
Yeah, he should have been.
What I'm good at is motivational speaker. Be somebody, y'all. Get out there.
We need to start looking him
at what Tony Robbins feels like. You know who that is?
I have no idea who Tony Robbins is.
I think he's a motivational speaker.
He is.
Now, if you would have said Mark Marrow, I would have known that.
Oh yeah, he's good
because he's a motivational speaker now.
Oh, who is Mark Maron? Is the comic?
Mark Marrow, the wrestler.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
That Sable was his valet.
I don't know who that is either.
You don't know who Sable is?
I don't watch wrestling.
Do you know who Brock Lesnar is?
I know who Brock Lesnar is.
Okay, so Sable is married to Brock Lesnar now.
Sable is a female.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she used to be married to Mark Marrow, like back in the day. And they used to do this thing where she would like come out in like skimpy clothing, and he didn't like it, so he would like put a potato sack on her and stuff.
All right. I mean. I'm not putting a potato sack on anybody. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it was entertaining to watch on TV. Like
it was entertaining.
I think it's kind of funny for her to come out in a potato sack, and he's like this piece of crap guy. Like, oh, you should, you know, keep wearing that potato sack, and you know, don't wear anything else, and you know, hold the ropes while I get in the ring, woman. Like I thought that was kind of. I mean, it's like. It's just entertaining TV, I think.
Okay. I believe you. Dude, I haven't watched wrestling in so long. Is the Ultimate Warrior still on?
He's dead.
How about the Road Warriors? How about the Road Warriors?
They're dead. They're dead.
Are they?
They're dead.
How about Chris Benoit?
Are you... Wait. Is this a serious question?
How about Chris Benoit? How about Eddie Guerrero?
Both of
this
them
is me fucking with you, Isaiah.
All
them people are dead.
The Road Warriors and Ultimate Warrior, I thought you was serious, and then once you got to Chris Benoit, I was like, yeah, he's fucking with me on this one. Because that was all over the news when he did that.
How about Owen Hart? Is he still around?
There's another one.
He got a pole impaled through his ass. Isn't that how he died? He fell from way the hell up there, didn't he?
Because his harness, like, they didn't make the harness correctly, and when he fell, when he came down from the rafters, it just gave away.
For those listening at home that don't know who Owen Hart is, Owen Hart died during a big wrestling match 20 years ago. And
King of the Ring.
He fell like, I mean, 50 feet to his death probably on live television. He got impaled by a post or something like that. Like awful, didn't he? It wasn't it awful like that.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
if you go back and watch the pay-per-view, like
no, I'm not. You can tell me all about it.
It cuts. Well, like it's still in there where they mention, like it never does show him falling into the ring, but it does show the announcers going, Owen Hart just died tragically, and then it'll cut to the wrestlers, and you can see a big blood stain on the mat.
Oh wow!
No, I mean they should have just sent everybody home at that point.
Well, Vince McMahon, they mentioned that in the documentary on Netflix, and
What's
he
Netflix?
thought about,
I'm just kidding.
and he thought about it, and then he was like, "But our job is to like the show must go on," kind of mentality took over.
He's a real asshole.
Oh,
no, he's a real asshole. Like somebody just died, you send everybody home. Like that's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I would have been running it, I would have been like, yeah, everybody go home. Somebody just died. Like,
absolutely.
Tear down the ring immediately.
That at that point, sport doesn't matter.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's cold.
And I also think he was greedy because he was like, oh, look at all this money that's being made. Let's get, the fans came here for a show.
I think people probably got their money's worth. You know what I'm saying?
They did, though. They did, because you came to see some people get their ass whooped, and that's.
And they did. They got their ass.
I mean, think about what arena was that in, Isaiah?
It was in. Let's see. I know it was King of the Ring, but I'm not sure what city. It might have been Canada, but I could be wrong.
Was it inside or outside? Do you remember?
It was inside.
Yep. So it was probably like 30,000 people at the most, right? So
30,000.
So 30,000 people saw that dude.
But wait. But wait, though, man, that is kind of thing.
Well, actually, it might have been more than that, because back in the day, like that is when wrestling was at its heyday. So there might have been 50,000
capacity in an arena, like the biggest arenas around. But what were you saying, Ray? Go ahead.
No, I just want they used to watch somebody die on wrestling every episode. What, when the Undertaker came out? Somebody. Every time somebody died, like
everybody in a coffin.
Yeah.
Yep. And then he puts.
They thought it was part of the show for a while.
Man, we went from motivational speaking to wrestling real quick, didn't we?
We did.
The script, you motivated us and then told us about this gruesome story.
Listen, y'all, you can be a professional wrestler if you want to. If that is your niche in life, that's what you want to do. Put that leotard singlet on, get out there and be somebody. Go do it. Go humping around the fairgrounds and get a rusty pole and impaled your ass like what Owen Hart did.
That's fucked up.
Golly, man. There's people. I'm not trying to get my ass kicked on a podcast, but like the people that do like UFC and wrestling and stuff like that, man, them dudes are tough. They eat it every day, man. I mean, they're dang sure athletes, and it's wrestling's quote unquote fake, Mike scripted, but like those dudes just like put themselves through it. And those UFC dudes. Here's a good question: Do they take hits to the face every day, like during training?
Sure they do.
You know? Do they?
I mean,
I don't think every day.
I mean, you got to.
I mean, I was just.
If you spar with anybody, I spar sometime in Muay Thai. You gonna get caught. If you a fighter, eventually you gonna get hit. You just every day it's not your day. Even if you're training, if you're a fighter, you expect to get hit at some point. And the thing is, you ain't gonna know what you're gonna get hit with because y'all fighting. They come with some new shit, just like you coming with some new. You gonna get caught at some point. Even if you're the best, everybody gets caught.
You get hit on the butt, and you're gonna pass out. And I'm serious. You get hit right under the cheek, right there. It doesn't matter how your baby can hit you that hard, and you're gonna go out.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for them because they're making that like conscious decision to go and do that. But it's like, man, damn, like in like 10 years, like where are you gonna be at? behind the person now. You know,
you
like
take it to the face.
Yeah. But I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they're doing more conditioning than like striking and like, but or getting or sparring or whatever. But still, like,
you getting hit more than the average person.
Yeah, I haven't got hit in the face in 20 years.
But I can't say that, man. Them cabinets be low in the RV sometimes.
Oh, I'm talking about a human fist.
I don't think I've ever got hit in the face with a human fist.
Isaiah, you've never been hit in the face?
I've never been hit in the face with a human fist.
Let me hit you in the face, Isaiah.
Never.
We found a new segment on Unplanned and Unashamed.
Hey, man, what?
I'll be open-handed.
No. I'm trying to keep it that way.
What did Five Finger say to the face?
Too late now. The listeners out there, like, they gonna want to be the first one to slap Isaiah.
Get in line to slap Isaiah.
There you go.
Here we go. Hey, if this podcast gets 100 shares, we'll have Isaiah get slapped straight on the podcast.
If this podcast gets 100 shares, I will let somebody slap me in the face as hard as possible.
I wouldn't say that. I would just say a good one.
Hey, y'all
I don't say that. Have y'all seen the? All right.
Slap competition
on this. So Isaiah getting slapped in the face for how many shares, Isaiah? Because this is on you. This is your face getting slapped.
100 shares.
100 shares.
Hey, I'm gonna share all of them myself.
Oh man, I tell you one thing.
100 shares, and I'll let people slap me in the face.
No. You want to say one person? You don't have a line out the door.
I will let. I have a buddy that wrestles like the professional, like WWE type stuff. I will let him slap me in the face as hard as he can for 100 shares.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, have you, dude? Don't hit the button.
Should we up the ante? I tell you,
when you're letting a professional athlete hit you in the face, I would hopefully you would up the ante. I was just thinking some geek off the street, not like.
Hey, do you know what's on the street?
For 100 shares, I will find a wrestling ring and let him do like a flare chop.
I was just thinking just outside the office, just let somebody drop off the vacuum.
Just a regular UPS man, regular dude dropping off packages. Hey, are you the guy?
I tell you what, it take me a lot more than 100 shares to get hit smacked in the face. It's not fun getting hit in the face. It's not.
It ain't.
Oh, just like for a million shares, I would do like worse than that.
Don't. I'll edit the podcast. So, all right. So that is the ask. 100 shares for this episode, and we're gonna have somebody slap you in the face.
There you go. For
our choice. Shares. Me and Ray will talk about it. Like, yeah, we'll
what are we talking about?
Who's gonna slap Isaiah in the face for 100 shares? Man, I won't even get hit in the face by a professional athlete.
Oh,
hey Ray, what's your wife doing after we get 100 shares? I think we should let Ray's wife smack Isaiah right in the face.
She's strong as hell.
I know. I've seen. Yeah.
Let me check see.
Hey, my wife will do it. I've seen my wife hit somebody in the face real hard before.
There we go.
I swear to God, it was like one of the first times that her and I hung out. We were at my buddy's house.
She jammed.
We might have been drinking, and he was they were just talking shit back and forth. You know how friends do, just talking shit. And he was like, "You won't smack me in the face," you know, this, that, and the other thing. And my wife crow hopped him, like just straight crow hopped and smacked him as hard as she could in the face.
Stole off on
him. What's that?
Stole off on him.
Yeah, put one on him. No, just like open hand, but he felt it. When he went down to a knee, it was hilarious. I'll never forget that night. That was also the night I knew I loved her too.
He said, "Shit."
I'm like, yeah, she can protect me.
Yeah.
She can
be my bodyguard.
I'll never forget that night.
Hey, no, she's like, "Look, you gonna let me go out here by myself?"
But he was talking shit. He was like, it won't hurt, this, that, and the other thing, and just back and forth talking shit. Yeah. And She was like, really? You don't think it'll hurt? And she laid on him.
Damn, they be thinking that it won't hurt. The women throw hands.
She grew up with 3 brothers. She knows how to throw a punch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if she grew up with that many brothers, she did some fighting.
Oh yeah. It was volatile for a minute too. So yeah, she knows how to fight.
Yes,
But yeah, that's what we'll do for 100 shares. Moose's wife will slap me, and then Ray's wife.
Yes,
will
that was such an easy segue. My wife will smack you. My wife would relish in the moment to be able to smack you, and she's never met you in her life.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask her though.
She will picture a certain person in her life's face on your face, Isaiah, and she will smack you.
I'd be like, just picture the most evil person and just let me have it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You're gonna lose 2 teeth, Isaiah.
That was a good segue, Isaiah. I didn't even think about putting those 2 together. That's how you Lego a podcast right there, ladies and gentlemen. Isaiah knows how to put a podcast together.
Yep. Piece it together.
We be talking about some wild stuff on there.
Mm-hmm. And we never know where it's going to go, but we're unplanned and unashamed. That's what we are.
Make sure to rate, review, subscribe,
and share it 100
share
shares.
it 100 times.
100 shares.
Just sit there with your phone and share.
Thanks for listening to the Unplanned and Unashamed podcast. If you like what you've heard, make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and follow. And we'll see you on the next episode.